technology over substance.
What kind of information we're willing to share. It has to do with, you know, GPS and sensor technology and just sort of the American idea of privacy versus a global idea of privacy. The Europeans treat it as very much an inalienable right, and we sort of, it's a consumer protection thing, it's a free speech thing that we've grown up with.
Retaining expressiveness while displaying information clearly.
It's probably prioritization, right? Because it's a playground out there. I think mobile, to me, is the one that's most interesting because with the explosion of the iPhone and smartphones, there's certainly going to be opportunities to reach key target audiences through those devices, and that's, to me, one that offers a lot of upside.
Is ease of use. I think we as humans have a tendency to over-design and make things more complicated than they need to be. Technology has been a blessing for me. It's huge, but it's hugely benefited my processes. At the same time, certain things take a lot longer than they used to.
And not making it too complicated, making it easy for the user. When they end up finding it and getting to the website, when they get on it, making it one where they can navigate around, find what they're looking for, and not have to do a bunch of searches. I think, you know, with a well-designed site, one that they can get on and locate the information they want, that's key.
It used to be a few years ago, I'd say too much flash. I think people sometimes over-flash things. Too much. It's like, it's enough already. I'm getting a seizure. Cut it out. And so I think web design, I think at this moment, simplify a little bit.
Usability. I think there's a constant designers, developers, somewhere in between, somebody needs to be talking usability, and more often than not, that's what's missing.
Well, a lot of people make sites that are esoteric, but not functional. And when I go to a site, I like to see, oh yeah, I need to know who this person is that I'm going to call and some background on him or whatever. A lot of sites are visually interesting, but convey nothing to me.
Get all the clutter off that TV screen. Did you ever go to a good photographer's website? Name, clients, address, contact, beautiful pictures. Go to GoDaddy.com. Do you know what GoDaddy.com is? Website. Got Dana Patrick flashing you up here. 17 things that are on sale over here. The reason why you should do it down here. And a little box that says questions. How do you get by that? It's simplicity. It's got to be a simple point.
Shit, time to get it done. I mean, I think there's so many things changing in that arena that keeping up with what's the latest and how to do it and how to arrive at it is probably the biggest challenge in that arena for them. And there's so many specialists and so many narrow niches in there that it's really difficult to get across the board coverage within an organization.
Just trying to keep up with it. Social media is a real conundrum for a lot of folks. I don't know, frankly, how much money to invest in it, how much time to put into it, because I know traditional media, what the results are. I still don't really understand what can be accomplished there, and it's all moving so fast, it's just hard to keep up with.
Keeping things relevant and frequently changing them.
I think just keeping the content fast and keeping it available and keeping it, I guess, I like the idea of people being able to change things on the fly and being able to update their status. I know like some of those things might be, kind of weird for some people, but it's kind of strange. Like I'll talk to my kids who aren't on Facebook as much, but it seems like our generation is really all over Facebook. It's kind of weird, and then it's like a generational thing. It's kind of interesting, I think. I mean, it's the Wild West out there, I think, with that.
The internet is a wonderful thing, and there's a lot of opportunities, but the challenge with it is that there's, I think, sometimes too many opportunities. Whether it's the technology that you build the site on and having to worry about does your prospect have the right browser and plugin and bandwidth to deliver the things. I think that's a challenge. I think it will settle itself down over time with some more standardizations as some of these things succeed more than others. But that's the challenge, just too many choices.
The pace at which change is happening, internet itself is one thing. Websites, clearly are not new media anymore.
the problem is less about that and more about, how many different options there are. There's dozens of options to communicate to people through mobile media, for example, and they change so quickly that, again, I don't think people can keep up with them.
There's still growth. I still think there's a lot to learn. The biggest challenge is people getting behind it and really, seeing the benefit of it and getting involved and engaged in it.
Being out over your skis, because the Olympics were on. In the internet and web development, we're always far out ahead of the curve. We don't know if something's going to work or not. Whereas broadcast print, those are kind of been traditional. You know how to print something, it's not going to go wrong. We are constantly live in a state of out over our skis. And for some people, that's very uncomfortable. And for some people, you might not hit the deadline they want. But you can't hold back. You got to be out there. You got to be pushing it to the edge. You're never going to accomplish what you need to.